seem to be speaking directly to the kind of issues, kind of behavior we've seen from President Trump. Oh my. Get this. You did that again?
How's it going?
Hey, good. Attorney General Mark Brnovich photobombing my interview at last Monday's inauguration with State Rep Warren Peterson. Brnovich was riding that scooter after foot surgery, the same surgery he had before his 2015 inauguration. That's 4 years ago. Here's what he told me back then from his scooter.
There's a cadaver bone in my foot now, so as I asked my doctor, hopefully it's a former martial artist, so that way I can continue to kick ass.
Attorney General Brnovich tried to kick some ass last week, suing ASU President Michael Crow over what Brno claims are illegal real estate deals. Crow kicked right back at Brnovich, labeling him as confused and confusing because the state's AG is suing his own client, a state university. We'll see how that turns out. Welcome back. The legislature returns to work Monday with the governor's State of the State speech. Joining us again, two leaders in the House, Representative T.J. Shope of Coolidge, he's the number 2 person among Republicans, and Charlene Fernandez of Yuma, the House Minority Leader. Let's start with water. Big issue that we're going to hear from the governor. Governor's going to talk about that tomorrow, Monday. You have to deal with it right away. What's the urgency, and will it get done?
Absolutely, it will get done. The urgency has been there. We've been working on things for the last 3 years, really to build up to this point. I think there are some loose ends that have to happen. Obviously, I represent Pinal County, being from Coolidge. Agriculture is a $2.3 billion part of our economy in Pinal County, in the top 1% of cotton production in the United States. It's definitely something I have to look forward or look after in my role being a representative from that area.
Why is this deal, this drought contingency plan Arizona has to come up with, very important?
The urgency, you want to know the urgency is if we don't have a plan by January 31st, the federal government will come and take over. Even if they're shut down, they will come in and take over of what we do with our water. Water is our lifeline here in Arizona, and we need to take care of this.
And feds would tell us how much water we get from Lake Mead.
Absolutely.
And you don't want to be in that position.
No, we don't.
All right, we're going to be talking about that a little more in a few minutes. Quick issues. Charter reform became a big issue over the summers. Charter school reform, questions about procurement issue, pay for top executives. What would you like to do?
Well, we're already doing it. We have members that are already building on some legislation. They've already pulled over some Republicans to talk about their issues about charter school reform. So we will have a package of bills that we'll be presenting on the first day of opening day about charter reform, and it'll be nonpartisan.
Huge issue for rural lawmakers, this vehicle registration fee. Some call it a tax, new fee on Arizona drivers. A lot of them don't like it. It helps your area rebuild the road.
Sure.
So is this a tax or not, and should it be rescinded?
Right, it is a fee. The governor said that he will veto, essentially inferred that he will veto anything that changes it or removes it. What we're doing here and what was passed last year was something to go ahead and ensure that the HERF fund, the Highway User Fund, was not rated to pay for other items. Unfortunately, it had been over the last 10 years, and that's how we got to where we are
today. So it's going to stick?
I don't see how that goes away as long as Governor Ducey is in office.
All right, Charlene Fernandez.
That's how I feel also. In my Yuma County, over $900 million has been taken out of our HERF funding.
All right, got to end it there. Charlene Fernandez, T.J. Shope, thanks so much for joining us. Have a great session.
You bet. Thank you.
When we come back, a deeper dive on the water story with a journalist who's been following it closely, why it matters to all of us. Stay with us.